Good afternoon to one and all. I am R.V. Kiran, Assistant Professor, Department of Mechanical Engineering. Today in this video lecture, I am going to explain you about what is an interferometry and what are the uses and applications of these interferometer and what are the types of interferometers, and I like to explain one of the interferometer, that is Michelson's interferometer. This is my 21st lecture regarding to the subject metrology. So our basic topic is the interferometry. So first of all, what is an interferometry? So what is the principle of interference? So if two rays of same wavelength meet at same point, that is some point, mutual interference occurs, and the natural interference depends on the phase of two waves at their meeting point. So this is the principle of interference here. So we are taking the two wavelengths here, that is two rays of same wavelength, so which has same wavelength meeting at the some point which is at mutual interference, and it occurs, and natural interference depends on the phase of two waves at their meeting points. So that is the principle of interference. And we are seeing the interference wavelengths here. So if two rays are in the same phase, then resulting intensity will be the sum of the two intensities. So the resulting intensity will be the sum of two intensity. And if two rays are out of the phase, that is in two different wavelengths, then the resulting intensity will be the difference of the two intensities. So with the same phase and the same wavelength, we are going to add the two waves intensities. But if we have the different phases and different wavelengths, we are going to summarize, that is the difference, the two intensity of wavelengths. And if two rays having same amplitude and which are in the same phase, then the resultant will be twice, and the result will be a bright spot, so which is having a same amplitude and in the same phase. So when they are going through the same phase, the resultant will be twice and resultant will be a bright spot. And if two rays having the same amplitude and which is out of phase, so that is in the out of condition phase, then the resulting will be 0 and result will be the dark spot, that is the dark spot. So these are the different types of sectional points referring to the interferometers. So you can see the different types of wavelengths. So two waves of different amplitude that are in the same phase. So this is the two wavelengths, and two waves of different amplitudes out of phase by 180 degrees. So they are having two different amplitudes which have 180 degrees of difference. So that is the difference there. Next one, types of interferometers. Sorry. Firstly, we are going to explain the basic concept. So, generally, these optical interferometry is an optical measurement technique. So, we are going to measure the measurements with the optical way only, that is called as interferometry, by using the source as light source, and that provides extreme precise measurements of distance, displacement, or shape and surface of objects. So these are all comes under the optical interferometry, which is the measurement for distance, displacement, or we can measure the shape and surface of the objects. And next, it exploits the phenomenon of light waves interference, where these certain conditions lack a pattern of dark and light bars called interference fringes. So there are different types of interference fringes which can be produced, and these fringes can be analyzed to present accurate measurement in the range of nanometers. So when we are measuring these fringes, different types of fringes can be observed in the measurement ranges, and we are going to analyze the fringes. And then these recent developments in the laser, fiber optics, and digital processing techniques have supported optical interferometry. So we are going to study the recent developments in the interferometry when you are going to take a look. So these recent developments includes the laser, fiber optics, and digital processing techniques, which are far better than the older techniques that have supported optical interferometry. And when you are going to see the applications which are ranging from the measurement of a molecule size to the diameter of stars. So that is the application ranging length of a interferometer, that is the optical interferometer. So which are ranging from the measurement of a molecule size to the diameter of stars, which are far larger than the Earth. So that is the composition of the basic interferometry. And next we go to the study of light waves. So these light waves for many centuries has considered as a stream of particles. So generally the path of particles or the path of stream of particles is considered as the light waves, and these light waves exhibits various behaviors which cannot be interrupted through the particles theory of light, such as refraction, diffraction, and interference. So these are the different interpreted particles in the theory of light, that is the refraction, diffraction, and the interference of light waves. And in the 19th century, the particles concept was replaced by the wave theory. So this has been somewhat replaced by the wave theory, and the light waves are transverse waves with two components, that is the magnetic and electric field, each one of them oscillating perpendicular to the other and to the propagation direction. So generally these light waves include two basic components, that is the magnetic field and the electric field. So each one having the oscillating perpendicularity to the propagation direction. And the visible light is a part of the electromagnetic spectrum which can extend from 750 nanometers from the red color to 380 nanometers for the violet color. So that is depending upon the color variants also. So coming to the Vibgyor colors. So light waves can be classified into the Vibgyor colors, that is violet, indigo, blue, red, green, yellow, orange. So from the first color to the fourth color, that is VAB. Sorry, last color, that is the first color to the last color ni length చూసినప్పుడు మనకి 750 నానోమీటర్స్ నుంచి 380 నానోమీటర్స్ వరకు కూడా diffraction ఉంటుంది electromagnetic spectrum lo. So that is the nanometer length, and the light wave characteristics is seen there. So light speed in the free space, that is calculated as c, that is equal to 300 kelvins, that is kilometers per second. So we can take it as kilometers per second. So its speed is 300 kilometers per second. Here small n is taken as the refractive index of the medium in which the light travels, and gamma n is the wavelength in medium other than the free space, that is V is equal to c by n. C is the free space of the light speed and n is the refractive index of the medium. And next coming to the interference. So this interference is a light phenomenon and it can be seen every day in the daily life. So when the daily life we can see daily, and the colors of the oil film floating on water. సో వాటర్ లో మనకి పైన ఒక ఆయిల్ ఫిల్మ్ లాగా కలర్స్ గా ఏదైనా కనపడుతుంటే అది కూడా మనకి ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ రేంజ్ అనుకోవచ్చు. సో డిఫరెంట్ టైప్స్ ఆఫ్ కలర్ ఇన్ ద లిక్విడ్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ gaseous state. And in the electromagnetic waves, interference between two or more waves is just an addition or superposition process. So మనకి ఈ ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ అనేది 2 or more waves కింద అయితే మనకి అడిషన్ అన్న చేసుకోవచ్చు, నెక్స్ట్ సూపర్ పొజిషన్ ప్రాసెస్ లో అయినా చేసుకోవచ్చు. ఇట్ రిజల్ట్స్ ఇన్ ఏ న్యూ వేవ్ ప్యాటర్న్. సో మనకి ఒక కొత్త వేవ్ ప్యాటర్న్ లో మనం తీసుకోవచ్చు ఎలక్ట్రోమాగ్నెటిక్ వేవ్స్ అనేది. సో అలా మనం ఒక ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ ని క్యాలిక్యులేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. నెక్స్ట్ ది సూపర్ పొజిషన్ ఆఫ్ two waves. So when two waves with an equal amplitude are superposed, the output wave depends on the phase between the input waves. So that is capital Y is the output wave and the input waves are in Y1 plus Y2 are the equal amplitudes. So these are the two equal amplitudes. So Y1 is the value of A1 into sine of W2 plus theta 1, and Y2 range has A2 sine W2 plus theta 2. So that is the range between the two values. Y is equal to Y1 plus Y2. Next, since the energy in the light wave is intensity, that is indicated as I, this is proportional to the sum of square amplitudes. So we have seen the square amplitude there. So it can be ranging from different variants. So you can see it in the picture. That is, the first one is the constructive interference, which has two equal amplitudes. So that is the amplitude directions. And this is the destructive interference, which has two different amplitudes. So that is in the difference in the amplitude direction also. So from this we can see that an infrometer, so which is a measuring device. So basically this infrometer is an optical instrument that can produce two beams interference or multiple beam interference. So these can be two beams interference or multi-beam interference, and it has the wavefront division interferometer. So there these are the two types of interferometer, that is the modes of interferometers. There have been two modes, that is the wavefront division interferometer mode and the amplitude division interferometer mode. In the wavefront division interferometer, two light beams from the same wavefront are made to interfere to produce an interference fringe pattern. That is the example for the wavefront division interferometer or Rayleigh interferometer in the Lloyd's mirror. So that is the, we are using the Rayleigh's interferometer within the range of Lloyd's mirror. So in this wavefront interferometer, two light beams from the same wavefront has to be interfered to produce a interference fringe pattern. And next, in the amplitude division interferometers, the light beam from one source point is divided into two beams using a beam splitter. So by using a beam splitter, we are going to divided into two beams. And the best example for the amplitude division interferometers are the Michelson's interferometer. So in which we are going to explain in the later slides, and Fabry-Perot interferometer and Fizeau interferometer. So these are the different types of interferometers for the amplitude division type interferometers. And next one, we are going to the types of interferometers. So there are different kinds of interferometers. So Michelson's interferometer, Fabry-Perot interferometer, fringe counting interferometer, NPL flatness interferometer, Peter NPL interferometer, Zeiss gauge block interferometer, multiple beam interferometer, and last one is the laser interferometer. So in this, in our syllabus, there is only four types of interferometers. First one is the Michelson's interferometer. So this is in our syllabus, that is Michelson's interferometer. Second one is the NPL flatness interferometer. Third one, NPL gauge interferometer, that is we are calling it as Peter NPL interferometer. Last one is the laser interferometer and laser interferometer. So these are the four types of interferometers which we have included in the syllabus. But in the syllabus, you can see these three interferometers only, that is Michelson's, NPL flatness, and NPL gauge interferometer. But laser interferometer is a part of the syllabus only, which have represented many times in the university exams. So university exams lo chala sarlu adigidam laser interferometer. So internal syllabus lo manaki laser interferometer undi. So these are the 4 types, and in today's class I am going to explain the Michelson's interferometer. So that is the first type. I am going to explain the Michelson's interferometer. Let's see the first type. So first one, Michelson's interferometer. So these Michelson's interferometer is a tool or a type of the interferometer which is to produce the interference range between two beam of light. So that is the two beam of light. We are going to take an interference between the two beam of light, and it is the most common design for optical interferometry. So generally this Michelson's interferometer is going to commonly used in the optical interferometry, and these are invented by the scientist Albert Abraham Michelson. So the Michelson's names comes from the scientist directly, that is Albert Abraham Michelson. And the Michelson's interferometer produces interferences fringes by splitting a beam of monochromatic light. So we have already seen that. So by dividing the light waves, we can observe this Michelson's interferometer, and it is the best example for the amplitude division interferometer. So a light beam from one source point is divided into two beams by using a beam splitter in between that. So in the Michelson's interferometer also we are going to do the same thing, such that one beam hits a fixed mirror and the other hits a movable mirror. So these reflected beams are combined and an interference fringe is formed in between that. So to create these interference fringes on a detector, the paths have to be of different lengths or composed of different materials, that is the concurrent length or concave length. So we have two different types of lengths, and different materials have been used in that. And these Michelson's interferometers are relatively simple in operation and possesses the largest field of view for a specified wavelength. So they are also have a possess a relatively low temperature sensitivity also. So they also possess a relatively low temperature sensitivity. So these are the points to be noted for the Michelson's interferometer. So this is the basic diagram of the Michelson's interferometer. So this is the light source, and this is the beam splitter in which the light source rays can be split into two parts. First one on the movable mirror, and second one on the fixed mirror. The fixed mirror and in the movable mirror. And these ranges passes through the fixed mirror, second fixed mirror, and comes back in reflectance, and the rays hits the movable mirror, also comes reflectance to the beam splitter, and they can see the interference pattern in this mirror. So that is the working. So మనం లైట్ సోర్స్ నుంచి లైట్ అనేది ఈ బీమ్ స్ప్లిటర్ మీద ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేస్తామమ్మా. సో ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేసినప్పుడు ఆ లైట్ అనేది మనకి బీమ్ స్ప్లిటర్ హాఫ్ వచ్చేసరికి ట్రాన్స్మిట్ చేసేది హాఫ్ రిఫ్లెక్టెన్స్ అన్నమాట. సో హాఫ్ వచ్చేసరికి మనకి మూవబుల్ మిర్రర్ మీద సైడ్ వెళ్ళిపోతుంది రేస్, హాఫ్ రేస్ వచ్చేసరికి మనకి ఫిక్స్డ్ మిర్రర్ మీదకి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. సో మూవబుల్ మిర్రర్ నుంచి మనకి మళ్ళీ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయిన రేస్ మొత్తం కూడా ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ ప్యాటర్న్ లోకి వచ్చేస్తాయి. నెక్స్ట్ ఫిక్స్డ్ మిర్రర్ లో వచ్చిన రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయిన మిర్రర్ రేస్ మొత్తం కూడా మనకి ఇంటర్ఫరెన్స్ ప్యాటర్న్ లో వచ్చేస్తుంది. సో ఇక్కడ మనం ఈ రీడింగ్స్ అనేవి క్యాల్కులేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో first one is the first point of section is the beam splitter. So at this point the beam from the source is split between 2 points, that is being reflected off to the movable mirror and passing through the mirror. Passing through the mirrors means and it is sent to the fixed mirror, and this is the compensating plane. The compensator means mirror want to ensure that the beam of light passes through the same amount of thickness. So that is the same amount of thickness it can be transmitted, and there is to be travel the same distance at the other beam. So మనకి మూవబుల్ మిర్రర్ కి ఎంత టైం అయితే పడుతుందో ఫిక్స్డ్ మిర్రర్ కూడా అంత టైం పట్టేటట్టు మనం డిస్టెన్స్ అనేది ఫిక్స్ చేసుకుంటాం. And this is the interference pattern, and the beam coming from here is the result of the reflected beam from the movable mirror and the beam that passed through the mirror and mirror 4, that is mirror 1 and mirror 4. So this is the basic function. So meeku exam lo diagram itlane veseseyachumma. So first one is the light source, second one is the movable mirror, the third one is the beam splitter, fourth one is the fixed mirror, and this is the compensating mirror, and last one is the interference pattern. So this is the Michelson interferometer in 3D type. So let's see the parts one more time. So this is the beam splitter, and this is the telescope for viewing, and this is the drum for the movement, and this is the pitch scale. These are the leveling screws for the base, and this is the head scale measurement, and this is the alignment of screw, and these are the mobile mirror, and this one is the compensating plate. So these are fixed mirror here. So these are the different rays to be used in the Michelson interferometer. So I am going to explain the working of this Michelson interferometer. So this is the light source, and these are the lens. This is the mobile mirror. This is the detector, and this is the beam splitter. This is the compensator plate, and this is the fixed mirror. So the light, when we are sending the light source from the lens to the beam splitter, so a laser beam shines through the lens into the partially silvered mirror called as the beam splitter. So this is the beam splitter here. So by entering the beam splitter, the half of the rays, that is the beam splitter, is just transparent enough to let the half of the rays through to the fixed mirror. So here the beam splitter is sending half of the rays to the fixed mirror, and remaining half is sent to the movable mirror. So remaining half is sent to the movable mirror. So still half of the rays is sent to the movable mirror end, that is which is to reflect the half of the light rays to the movable mirror. And next, the two beams split by the beam splitter is reflected off their respective mirrors. So that is in the movable mirror and the fixed mirror. So మనకి ఇక్కడ హాఫ్ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయింది కూడా మూవబుల్ మిర్రర్ నుంచి బ్యాక్ సైడ్ నుంచి ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. నెక్స్ట్ ఫిక్స్డ్ మిర్రర్ సైడ్ ట్రాన్స్పరెంట్ సైడ్ సైడ్ కూడా మొత్తం మనకి ఇక్కడ రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అవుతుంది. సో అండ్ దీస్ ఆర్ కమ్స్ బ్యాక్ త్రూ ది బీమ్ స్ప్లిటర్. సో మనకి బీమ్ స్ప్లిటర్ మీదకి వచ్చేస్తాయి మళ్ళీ, and then it is sent to the detector, and then it is directly sent to the detector. So this is the working of this Michelson's interferometer, and there is a compensator in between the fixed mirror and the beam splitter to make sure that when the mirrors are at equal distances from each other. So when the mirrors are at equal distances from each other, the compensator plate is also in between the fixed mirror and the beam splitter. So we are going to adjust these mirrors which is at equal distances, and the two beams have equal optic path lengths. So the beam split, the two beams have been equal optical and path lengths. And initially the two mirrors are at equal distances from the beam splitter. So I am calculating the distance between the movable mirror and the beam splitter is as d2, and the distance between the fixed mirror and the beam splitter as d1. So therefore d1 length is equal to d2 length, and there is no difference in the path length. The light waves are in the phase. The light waves are in the same phase, and the detector shows an image that is bright in the center. So this is the detector which shows an image that is bright in the center. So రెండు distances కూడా సేమ్ గా ఉన్నప్పుడు మనకి ఇమేజ్ అనేది ఇలా కనపడుతుందమ్మా. వేవ్ లెంత్ వచ్చేసరికి ఇలా ఉంటాయి, నార్మల్ వేవ్ లెంత్స్ ఉంటాయి. And as you move the movable mirror away, we are changing the distance, increasing. So we are increasing the distance, and when the path difference becomes half of gamma, that is the two waves undergo destructive interference. So మనకి ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ డిస్టెన్స్ పెరుగుతుందో d1 is not equal to d2 అవుతుందో అప్పుడు మనకి ఇమేజ్ అనేది డార్క్ గా కనపడుతుంది. సో ఎలాంటి కలర్ కాంబినేషన్ అనేది దాంట్లో ఓన్లీ డార్క్ గా కనపడుతుంది. కానీ ఎప్పుడైతే ఈక్వల్ గా ఉంటాయో అప్పుడు మనకి బ్రైట్ కలర్ స్పాట్ లో ఒకటి కనపడుతుంది. సో రెడ్ కలర్ స్పాట్ అనేది ఒకటి కనపడుతుంది, అది ఏ కలర్ అయినా. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద డిఫరెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ది టూ లెన్స్. Then we are going for the construction of the Michelson's interferometer.
నీళ్ళు చూడు మా కొంచెం, నేను అవుతా ఇంకా ఫోన్ చేస్తున్నారు, అయిపోయింది.
So coming to the construction, the main optical parts consists of two highly polished mirrors, that is we can take it as mirror 1 and mirror 2, and it has a compensator plate, that is G1. We are taking it as G1. So that is, this is the two mirrors and this is the compensating mirror, and has a beam splitter. So it has also a beam splitter. Sometimes the rear side of the beam splitter is lightly silvered, that is the back side of the beam splitter is lightly silvered, so that light coming from the source is divided into, first one is the reflected light and second one is the transmitted light, that is of equal intensity. So మనకి two sides గా డివైడ్ అయినప్పుడు ఫస్ట్ వన్ వచ్చేసి రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్, సెకండ్ ట్రాన్స్మిటెడ్ గా అవుతుంది. And the mirror M1 is fixed to a movable carriage. So M1 mirror అనేది మనకి మూవబుల్ క్యారేజ్ ఫిక్స్ అయ్యి ఉంటాయి. సో మనం ఎటైనా మూవ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు దాన్ని. And this shows an accurately controlled motion is accomplished by means of the screw. సో మనకి ఎలాంటి మూమెంట్స్ అయినా కంట్రోల్ చేసుకోవచ్చు దీని నుంచి. నెక్స్ట్ టు obtain the interference fringes, the mirrors M1 and M2 are made exactly perpendicular to each other. So mirrors రెండింటిని కూడా మనం పర్పెండిక్యులర్ డైరెక్షన్స్ లో ఖచ్చితంగా ఫిక్స్ చేయాలి. సో ఎందుకంటే ఫ్రింజెస్ అనేవి మనకి కనపడాలంటే మాత్రం ఖచ్చితంగా పర్పెండిక్యులర్ డైరెక్షన్ లో ఫిక్స్ చేయాలి. Even when these adjustments have been made, fringes will not be seen unless the two important requirements are fulfilled. So మనకి ఈ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్స్ చేసినా కూడా అప్పుడప్పుడు కనపడ ఫ్రింజెస్ అనేవి, ఎందుకంటే టూ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ అనేవి మనకు ఉంది. ఫస్ట్ వచ్చేసరికి ఈ లైట్ మస్ట్ ఆరిజినేట్ ఫ్రమ్ అన్ ఎక్స్టెండెడ్ సోర్స్, అండ్ సెకండ్ ద లైట్ మస్ట్ ఇన్ జనరల్ బి ఏ మోనోక్రోమాటిక్ లైట్. సో లైట్ సోర్స్ వల్లే మనకి ఈ రిక్వైర్మెంట్స్ అనేవి చేంజ్ అవుతుంటాయి ఫ్రింజెస్. సో ఆ మోనోక్రోమాటిక్ లైట్స్ మాత్రమే యూజ్ చేయాలి ఫ్రింజెస్ లో, లేకపోతే ఫ్రింజెస్ అనేవి కనపడవు. నెక్స్ట్ working. So working, already we have seen the working of the Michelson's interferometer. So first a light source have been directly struck to the beam splitter. So directly beam splitter look at the next half of the rays వచ్చేసరికి mirror toward transmitting mirror మీద వెళ్తాయి. That is the fixed mirror which is fixed to the movable carriage, and the remaining of the beam is reflected from the beam splitter towards a fixed glass mirror, that is the M2, and a glass compensation plate is fixed at the two splitters, that is the beam splitter and the movable mirror, fixed mirror. The two beams once reflected from mirror 1 and mirror 2 reconverge at the beam splitter. So మనకి ఎప్పుడైతే రిఫ్లెక్టెడ్ ఒకటి వచ్చేసరికి ట్రాన్స్పరెంట్ గా వెళ్ళిపోతుందో, ట్రాన్స్మిట్ అవుతుందో, ఆ రెండు కూడా ఒకే టైంలో మళ్ళీ మనకి ఈ బీమ్ స్ప్లిటర్ మీదకి రావాలి. సో అలా పెట్టాలంటే మనకి రెండు కూడా ఈక్వల్ డిస్టెన్స్ లో పెట్టుకోవాలి. సో దట్ D1 is equal to D2. సో ఈక్వల్ డిస్టెన్స్ లేకపోతే చేంజ్ ఆఫ్ లైట్ సోర్స్ అనేది చేంజ్ అవుతుంది. సో ఈ ప్రిసిషన్ మైక్రోమీటర్ screw is connected to the M1 carriage, that is the mirror 1 carriage, and allows the optical path length along the first mirror branch to alter over a few mm. Then fine adjustments have been screwed to the second mirror for fine tuning such that beams from each branch can be overlapped at the viewing screen. So మనకి చిన్న అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్స్ చేసుకోవాలి. సో కరెక్ట్ గా డిస్టెన్స్ అనేది సెట్ చేసుకోవాలి. డిస్టెన్స్ సెట్ కరెక్ట్ గా అయిన తర్వాత మాత్రమే మనం ఈ వ్యూయింగ్ స్క్రీన్ లో చూసుకోవాలి. సో దట్ ఈస్ ద బేసిక్ వర్కింగ్. And when these are recombined and aligned, the beams fall on the interferometer's viewing screen, where the resultant light exhibits the interference effect depending on the length difference between the two paths. So ఎప్పుడైతే మనకి బీమ్ స్ప్లిటర్ దగ్గరికి మళ్ళీ మిర్రర్ 1 మిర్రర్ 2 నుంచి వచ్చి రిఫ్లెక్ట్ అయిన రేస్ వస్తాయో ఆ బీమ్ స్ప్లిటర్ నుంచి మనం తీసుకోవాలి. నెక్స్ట్ ఇఫ్ ది టూ డిస్టెన్సెస్ ఫ్రమ్ ది beam splitter to the mirrors M1 and M2 differ by distance, then the total difference in the path lengths traveled by two beams of the light is 2D. So మనకి ఎప్పుడైతే చేంజ్ అవుతుందో, చేంజ్ అయినప్పుడు మాత్రం మనకి 2D గా తీసుకుంటున్నాం. So when the distance 2D is equal to an integer multiple of light waves length, it is overlapped by two pairs of beams. So మనకి చేంజింగ్ ఉంటుందో, మనకి డిస్టెన్స్ అనేది చేంజ్ అవుతుందో మిర్రర్ 1 and 2 కి, అప్పుడు మాత్రమే ఈ కండిషన్ అనేది అప్లై అవుతుంది. సో కండిషన్ వచ్చేసరికి 2D is equal to m lambda, that is lambda is the wavelength of light and m is an integer. సో అట్లా మనకి ఈ డీవియేట్ అయినప్పుడు మాత్రమే, సో మనకి ఎప్పుడైతే ఈ కండిషన్ అనేది చేంజ్ అవుతుందో అప్పుడు మాత్రమే ఈ మ్యాథమెటికల్ కండిషన్ అనేది యూస్ అవుతుంది. And that is about working. And next one we are going to the application and uses of the Michelson's interferometer. Firstly, the key applications of Michelson's interferometer are: it leads to the development of special theory of relativity, and it is also used in astronomical interferometry, and it is used in optical coherence tomography, for analyzing the upper atmosphere by revealing the temperatures and winds, by measuring the Doppler width and shift in spectra of air glow and aurora. So ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి ఈ Michelson's interferometer ఎక్కడెక్కడ యూస్ అవుతాయి చెప్తున్నారు. నెక్స్ట్ యాజ్ ఏ కాంపోనెంట్ ఇన్ ది హీలియోసిస్మిక్ అండ్ మ్యాగ్నెటిక్ ఇమేజర్ to study solar variability and to illustrate the sun's interior aspects of magnetic activity. And it is also used in detection of gravitational waves and as a tunable narrow band filter. And it is also used in Fourier transform spectroscopy. So basic గా ఇవన్నీ కూడా మనకి లైట్ సోర్స్ ని యూజ్ చేసుకొని ఈ రేస్ మొత్తాన్ని కానీ లేకపోతే మ్యాగ్నిట్యూడ్స్ యాంప్లిట్యూడ్స్ ని క్యాల్కులేట్ చేసే రీజియన్స్ మొత్తం కూడా. సో మొత్తం కూడా మనకి ఆప్టికల్ రీజియన్స్ మనకి. సో మొత్తం ఇన్ఫర్మేటరీ సెక్షన్స్ లోనే తీసుకుంటున్నాం. అప్లికేషన్స్ మొత్తం కూడా యూజెస్ కూడా అక్కడే యూజ్ చేస్తాం అన్నమాట. సో మ్యాగ్నెటికల్ సెన్సార్ ఇన్ఫర్మేటరీ యూజెస్. So thereby I am ending this video lecture, and in the next video lecture I am going to explain the remaining interferometers, the remaining types of interferometers, that is the NPL flatness interferometer, NPL gauge interferometer, and the laser interferometer. Thank you.